All 6 siege machines explained. Let's give you a breakdown of every single siege, going over what armies it works best in, what things you should avoid and why you shouldn't use it, alongside where should you be placing it in and what you should fill it with. But also make sure to watch through the entire video so you can get the most value from it, but also subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already, because it helps support the channel and you do not miss any high quality content like this. The Flame Flinger is very flexible and can work in almost any army. Due to its long range, it tends to work best in attacks that need to funnel, such as Queen Charge or Queen Walk attacks, alongside smash attacks. Think of this as the Siege Barrack, but it's better because it can move. It has wheels. However, be very careful of expos on both air and ground only mode. Mortars. Yes, they can defend past Town Hall 3.
Bruh.
Since both of them outrange the Flame Flinger. But also keep in mind hidden Teslas and ground skeleton traps. Since they're hidden, they can do a lot of damage to your Flame Flinger due to its low HP and decreasing HP. So make sure you bring wizards and balloons to take care of these 2 hidden defenses. Usually the Flame Flinger gets the most value in big compartments, something that the Siege Barrack can't remove in one go. That's where the Flame Flinger comes into play. Mainly try to look for scatters, infernos, eagle artillery, and even the Giga Town Halls if you are able to do so. Other than that, it should be incredibly simple for you to fit it in any army. And depending on your army, you can bring 1 Dragon Rider and balloons for air attacks to fill it, or you can just bring just Hog Riders if you're using a ground army. Now, the Log Launcher works in plenty of different armies. Due to its range and wall-breaking abilities, it's perfect for witch attacks and smash attacks, but you can also use it for attacks that require a hero dive, such as a Sui Lalo. Now, unfortunately, due to its low and decreasing HP, which is a trend with most sieges, it's weak to a lot of damage. So try to protect it by having something in front of it. This could be anything like a golem or ice golem to even a small skeletons, because yes, skeletons seem to be a bigger priority to defenses than the giant log throwing machine that is attacking you. Since it focuses on just the Town Hall, try to aim it to get the most value by damaging and possibly taking out key buildings. Things such as the Eagle Artillery, Inferno Towers, and Scatter Shots are 3 buildings that you should prioritize. You might not get all of them, but if you are able to damage them, that's really nice. In witch attacks, that's almost a must, but in other words, you just want to get some damage on different buildings. Create a really simple lane for a hero dive push, and that could really help you as you move through a lot. But overall, the main goal of your log launcher is just to make sure that you're getting into the base and taking advantage of its abilities. Not only that, but depending on the strategy you're using, I find that Yetis or Triple Ice Golem to be the best if you're not using witches. If you're using witches, I personally think that either Triple Ice Golem or P.E.K.K.A. Ice Golem is a lot better. Now, the Battle Blimp can be fit in pretty much any army composition. It works incredibly well, and it has 3 main uses. You can either use it to snipe buildings, or you can use it in an Electron or Blizzard attack. These are the 3 main ways that it's going to be used, but can pretty much be fit into anything depending on your situation and on the base. And with the Battle Blimp, it really tends to struggle against large amounts of air targeting defenses. Specifically, the Seeking Air Mine is going to absolutely pop it super easily, but also stuff like the Enemy Queen, who does a lot of damage, but also air defenses, since they hit really fast and they do a lot of damage as well. So, all in all, these are things that you really need to worry about. But of course, it's not a problem to use my creator code Corrupt. It's greatly appreciated and it helps support the channel. Now, since a Battle Blimp goes for the Town Hall, if you are using a Blizzard, you need to make sure that you're aiming it in a way to where you're able to lock onto the area that you want to remove. This is usually going to be areas of a lot of chain, or you're going in for the enemy CC and enemy queen. Same thing with the Electron, except you just want to place in your clone spells on either side, and that way you can get the most from it, but just trying to get the most from your Electron so you're able to remove the enemy CC and the enemy queen. Now, if you're sniping buildings, that's a different story. If you are sniping them at the beginning of the attack, bring in a couple balloons and try to make sure that you're able to hit right over the buildings. Otherwise, if you are attacking the town hall, but as your attack is moving in, use a Grand Warren ability and a rage spell if you're not bringing sneaky goblins. That way you're able to easily remove the town hall without any problems. Now, when you're filling this up, it really depends. With a blizzard, it's pretty much super wizards. If you're using an electron, it's going to be a electro dragon and balloon. But if you are bringing this in for a snipe, you're either going to use sneaky goblins if you're sniping the town hall, or you can use yetis and a Valkyrie to remove any building and also the town hall, but you will need to bring a rage spell. The Seige Barrack, the Flame Flinger's worst cousin. It is still a great siege machine, but it's really only good in Queen Charge Hybrid. It can be used in smash attacks as well, but I typically find the Flame Flinger to be more reliable. Since the Siege Barrack is pretty limited, it really can't move, which is one of its major downsides, but it does spawn troops, so that's fine. But also, if it does take damage, you get less amount of its value, which means it's going to pop much more frequently due to its decreasing and low HP. So try to make sure that you have a tank in front of it if there is a defense in range. Otherwise, just try to place it out of range. You'll thank me later and you'll get way more value from it. Pretty much you're going to use this on the outside. There's really nothing around there. You can bring in wall breakers in order to maybe get those troops into the base with your king. Otherwise, you're just using this on a corner of the base to funnel out the side for a hybrid as an example. That way you're able to easily work yourself in and you'll have the reinforcement hog riders as you move in through the rest of the attack. The Wall Wrecker. It is still a great siege machine, but does get outshined by the log launcher. This still has its use cases, specifically in kill squad based attacks and also in witch attacks, but also being used to snipe the town hall if there are too many air traps near it. Now, the Wall Wrecker doesn't really have any major downsides. It has a large HP pool and it doesn't have decreasing HP. It just means that you have to be very careful of single target infernos or too much DPS, especially dealing with something like the enemy queen or royal champion. Now, due to its very limited use case, it's pretty much just going to be aim for the town hall. If you're using this away from the town hall, try to look for some key buildings of the attack that you're using so you can get the most value from it. Otherwise, you're going to use it to snipe the town hall. This is where sneaky goblins are your best friend. But in other ways that you can fill it, you can bring in bowlers, you can bring in ice golems, an ice golem P.E.K.K.A, you name it. Really, anything can work in there since you are going into the base and it delivers it into the base alongside being with your heroes and any other troops. The Stone Slammer, sadly, isn't used as frequently as it used to be. It's really only good in air attacks. That's about it. Only dragon and Lalo attacks is it good in. Similar to the Wall Wrecker, it doesn't really have any major downsides. Mainly the only one that I could see is that it can't really handle a ton of air targeting damage. Similar to the Battle Blimp, despite having high HP, you want to try and keep it alive for as long as possible since it's pretty much like a mother balloon. So treat it as such. You can pretty much practically put it anywhere and it will go into the base. Just make sure that what you're doing is using it as a way to support. So just send it in with your main push and you're completely fine. In terms of filling it, you really should only bring balloons, or you can bring in a Dragon Rider and balloons. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for this siege. It's not really that good and there's not a lot to say about it. Now that you have all the information about each of the siege machines, consider checking out my Town Hall 13 Valkyrie video that gives you a really good breakdown. Alongside that, check out my playlist on all of the top number content that I've made. That should give you a really nice boost in terms of what the siege machines you already know. I'll be catching you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.